Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. So, I'm gonna just get straight into it. Dodge Green just confirmed that the Pibby series is not confirmed. It hasn't been greenlit. They haven't done anything with it, and the future for this project is very questionable. So, my overall thoughts is, I don't completely believe that this series wouldn't get greenlit. I think it's me personally, I think it's more of a matter of licensing and the many, because this would be considered one of the biggest multiverse crossovers in history, considering that Cartoon Network, Warner Brothers own the majority of the Hanna-Barbera cartoons and other Cartoon Network originals like Gumball and Adventure Time and etc. I'm not completely convinced that this series is not happening. I think it's going to take a lot of time before they even do anything with it. I think they know they struck gold. I think that they have issues where it warrants the history of other cartoons, because you also got to remember that they didn't just cross only Cartoon Network cartoons. They were also crossing into Nickelodeon territory also, which I think would complicate more things, because Warner Brothers, they don't own Rocco's Modern Life, they don't own SpongeBob, but they wanted to use assets from those shows. I think it's a complicated issue. I think it's more about like trading the licensing for each character and their universes and whatnot. I think it's more of like legal matters that are hurting Pibby more than it is about greenlighting the show. Because if you take a character like this and you do what they did with it, I think that there are some legal problems that come into making a show like this. And if it happens, it happens. But that's just what I think. I think it's more of a lot about legal matters. Because honestly, that's complicated. It's extremely complicated. Not only that, the many production studios that are involved with making the shows, they have parent companies. So, for example, everything that Cartoon Network and Adult Swim does, it's owned by Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers, like Warner Brothers, they own so much of those classic cartoons that any new IP that ends up being introduced, like let's say SpongeBob, Nickelodeon stuff, they have to go through those their parent companies, which I think it's like Viacom or something. I'm wrong. I'm very absolutely sure I'm wrong. Aside from all that, the I don't think it's not that this series isn't gonna get greenlit. I think it's gonna take a lot of time, because they built up so much steam. Now they are letting people go, and before we know it, if and when they do come out with the show, it would bring up a lot of hype. It would be one of the biggest multiverse crossovers to have ever happened in cartoon history. So, here are my overall thoughts about Dodge Green. Bro, this man is an instant legend. If his show doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, but instantly, this dude created a character that was gonna go toe to toe with every single character from Cartoon Network's history and their catalog of cartoons and Hanna-Barbera cartoons. Pibby instantly has became a legacy Grail character. Instantly. I hope that they come out with they at least start looking for ways to like go around this and just start doing comic books or something. This is a great series. It shouldn't just die and be shelved completely. And that's the thing that scares me about like being a creator and then giving your property to like a company like Adult Swim, that it doesn't work out, then they'll trademark the thing and then they'll shelf it and never ever take it out, or we'll never talk about it. Can you imagine the many cartoons that we don't get to see because they shelf these things or canceled series, etc.? So that's my overall thoughts. You know, sad to see it go, but I'm also like, hey, this guy really created a character that was about to take on the entire multiverse. And that right there, that's a standing ovation. That is a round of applause. That is, if you're an artist, this is instantly legendary. Instantly. And I hope people know Dodge Green's name after this, because Dodge Greenlit, dude, this guy did something and corrupted the entire network. Look, she has a Thundercat sword. Come on. They were about to make some major moves. Matter of fact, I would go as far as to say, because, like, what was that WB game? The fighting one? Multiverses? I think that Pibby would have probably been a fighting game at some point. It would have had some kind of video game spin-offs. There's no, just like Nicktoons Unite and Multiverses, this would have done a lot. This would have done a lot more. This would have matured so many of those old characters and brought them to a new sense of graphicness that they've never experienced. And that's what I think a lot of people were craving about the trailer, is that seeing these characters mature and go through stuff that we would never think to see them in that aspect. So damn, man, I hope they circumvent this and come out with a web shorts, a comic book, some kind of series, something they can upload to YouTube if they could. But I don't think Dodge owns the rights to Pibby anymore. I think Adult Swim owns them, or Warner Brothers. I know that they took out trademarks for it, and that's about it. But normally when studios do that, they'll shelf the show and maybe bring it out or never bring it back. But that's where we're at. Jeez, could you imagine though? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. Watch out for my cartoons.